So that's another issue. I'm just ticking off all the issues that we've solved here so far. We're
going to fix the world here, Mike Baker.
Yeah. But the North Korean release of those prisoners, that's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
And I think both Trump and Pence, I think, are going out to Andrews Air Force Base to meet them as they come in.
Wow.
And, but it will be interesting to see. Look, I think it was an easy give for Kim Jong-un to do, right? And
what were they over there in prison for?
Well, one of them was a businessman, and he was serving 10 years hard labor. Imagine hard labor camp in North Korea supposedly for espionage. He's a business guy, and they don't care. I mean, they've done this numerous times in the past. It really doesn't matter if you show up and you're in business. The other two were also interesting. They were academics. They were at the Pyongyang University for Science and Technology. Both of them were teaching there, which is oddly enough where I got my degree, and my undergrad degree from Pyongyang University. I went there for the sports. And I worked during the year as it's the Pyongyang missiles, like a guy dressed as a missile.
Can't stop.
I was a mascot.
With this.
I can't stop.
I
can't. Honest to God, I can't remember where I was going with this story, and so I just like rambling until I get my head straight. I'm like that deer in that video. So those two were again the same thing, supposedly engaged in espionage, and so they got chucked in. So we'll see. I mean, whether we're able to get anything from this, who knows? But that's a good sign. The fact that he met with, as you pointed out, President Moon from South Korea, a very good sign. The Chinese they sent their foreign minister over to Pyongyang a couple of weeks ago. First time a foreign minister's been over there in maybe 11 years, 12 years.
Wow.
So they understand the importance of this. And I think the dynamic has shifted because I think, we've kicked the can down the road for so long that they're basically at the point where their programs are, close to being fully developed. And I think that, the Chinese understand that means that all those other options perhaps of kicking the can down the road aren't on the decision tree anymore. And so, they don't want chaos on the peninsula. They don't want military conflict. Nobody does. And so I think the Chinese, for basically the first time, have been aggressively assisting with the sanctions that were put in place. And that had a very quick response on Kim Jong-un. He's not suicidal. He just wants to survive in position of leadership.
Right.
So he's looking at it thinking, okay, the calculus has changed, so I got to do something different. And again, being pragmatic, maybe it doesn't work, but at least we're trying. And I think that's a good thing. So.
No, unquestionably, it's a good thing. And also the video of that North Korean soldier fleeing and getting shot at as he escapes North Korea. I mean, that had to get to North Korea too, and they realized, like, Jesus Christ, this is a second guy, and how many months that was fleeing like that and got away, and they're finding parasites in their body and extreme malnourishment, and this is a soldier, so you got to think everybody over there is probably in dire straits.
Right, and they've talked about this in terms of just a simple, not simple, but the idea that the population in terms of its physical stature compared to the South Koreans is they're shorter, they're and that's a malnutrition issue.
Yeah.
I think they've realized that there's only so much they can do going forward to lock the place down, right? And technology at some point, even though it's North Korea and there's not a lot there, there's enough, and I think there's a sense that they, how long they can control the population the way they have. So again, Kim is not suicidal. He wants to maintain power. When you think about every country acts in its own best interest, or every leader acts in their own best interest, that's his thought process. And how do I do that? Well, okay, maybe. So I think that it could happen. We could get something really good out of this. We'll see.